안녕하세요. 저는 여기 있습니다. And this is exactly what I wanted to say, guys, which is already good news that Google Translate does recognize my voice when I speak Korean, at least these two phrases. So I'd like to welcome you all to Learn and Practice Korean with Kumaki Kin. So a little disclaimer before we start. It's not a tutorial in a sense like you might find those tutorials on YouTube. So I don't know Korean. I'm learning this absolutely from scratch, and the idea behind this blog is just simply to share the process of how I walk through the steps, like from absolute beginner and hopefully to the fluency. So we'll see how it goes. And just to give a credit to the resource that I'm using as my main and probably the only resource that I use in order to learn Korean. So this is the YouTube programming channel of Miss Vicky, who is native Korean speaker. She has absolutely amazing playlists here. So this one is in particular all Korean lessons in order, so you can learn is the most essential one. I do follow this playlist, and I'll give you a link in the description below this video so you could get familiar with this amazing resource to learn Korean as well. So, by the way, this wasn't an advertisement. I don't know her. She doesn't pay me for this. I do advertise her channel. It's probably she has to advertise my channel, not on the contrary. I'm just doing this because I really love the way how she presents the material, and this is the pure charity. So I'm not. Again, like, we don't have any business relationships. Just to make it absolutely clear, I swear. So here is the list of the things that we'll need in order to walk through this practice. So as you might have guessed from the title of this video already, we would be saying like I love and then something in Korean. So here is the list of what we need in order to get done with this practice. So first, I'm using Google Translate in order to type in the words and to speak them in as well, just to verify the pronunciation itself, because sometimes it gets really weird. The next thing to consider is we need the verb to love. We'll start from the basic form and then see how it changes, how it conjugates to present tense. So a little bit of a theory as well. And then we'll need some basic grammar pattern to actually make sure that we do understand the word order in Korean sentence. And then we'll go for practicing. So first, I just want to show you my notes that I've made by following Miss Vicky's tutorials. So the main thing is we have the subject, object, verb as the main word order in a Korean sentence. However, in some specific cases, if the words subject and object are clear from the context, they might be dropped. So that's already an exception from the rule, which might be a little bit tricky to understand, but I believe that practice would really help. So without further ado, let's start. So yeah, and I forgot to say one more little thing that we'll need a bit of a passion, obviously, because in Korean, I don't know. I can't do this without passion, because without passion it just doesn't work for some reason. But when you do have some passion, when you just do add some passion to it, then it suddenly starts flowing. It's just getting alive and it's working. So that's what I learned by making this little videos on how I learn Korean in particular. Okay, guys, so without further ado, let's actually start. So the very first thing to come up with is the verb to love. So there is a so-called base or dictionary form of verbs in Korean. Just to give you a slight idea about this, so here are my notes. So here's my vocabulary notebook, and you see like all the verbs ends up with da, and this means that the verb is in the dictionary form. So to love in Korean would be 사랑하라. And now I'll try to write this, and again, like I'm not copy pasting. I'm trying to write every time the word every time, just to memorize exactly how it's spelled. By the way, if you don't know how to type in Korean, feel free to check my previous video in this playlist. So learn and practice Korean, and there I give some tips how to use this Google keyboard to type in Korean. So I want to say 사랑하라. da. Okay, and we got this love. Well, actually, it's kind of to love. This would be a bit more precise way. So this is the first word that we would be using. So let me just duplicate this. Okay. Yeah, then the next thing, we'll start with I and you, and we would be using what is, so there are two ways of polite and casual forms of in conversation. In Korean, they are known as panmal and chundemal. We would be using the panmal because this word is more like showing some intimacy between people. So it's more like a casual. It's not official, like not official stuff. It's more like intimate stuff. So just to give you an idea. So the reason why I'm talking about this, because to say I and you in panmal and in chundemal, this is totally different. Chundemal, which is polite way and official stuff, it doesn't really have the word you. Instead, there are many different rules, like how you can call a person, starting from his full name and then maybe followed by his position, like his work position, etc. So it's quite pretty complicated. But in panmal, which is the casual form, it's way more simple. So we would be using panmal here as well. So to say I in panmal, we need to say na. So this would be like this. Na means I. And then we also need to say you. It would be na, like this. So this is na. Okay, so I, you, and to love. And now we just get back to our grammar rule. So I is the subject, then you is the object, and to love is the word. However, it's, well, to be absolutely precise, there is another grammar part which is called particle. So particles is the grammar unit that actually allows to mark subject, object, and whatever else. So for subject, so here I is the subject and you is an object and to love is the verb. So subject marking particle is, well, there are many, but this one is used here. So it's called nun. So like the translation didn't change. So nanun, and you would be rul, and this is how it's spelled. So nanun, nanun nurul, and the verb itself is saranhada. But this is the dictionary form, and as Miss Vicky says, if you say it like this, you would sound like a robot. So this needs to be changed to so-called present tense, and this is how it looks like in present tense. So you see, like, these three syllables are the same. So we have this saran h. Well, h is not pronounced really, but anyway. So instead of ada, it changes to e. So this would be saranie. So now let's bring all together. So again, like, this is love as the verb in the present tense. There are some verbs and how that can be done, and I did make some notes on that as well. So but again, like, there are many, so Miss Vicky has a 1-hour video on tiny little details on present tense, so you better watch it there. And I'm still pretty overwhelmed with that sort of a thing, so I'm not that cool yet to actually go and try whatever verb and know exactly how to transform that to present tense. So yeah, that's a little bit too overwhelming. So I'm just trying to stick to a single verb and try to practice that single verb with a predefined present tense conjugations that I'm really sure that this should be done like this. So sarani, this is how this is pronounced. Well, I would be verifying all the pronunciation with the Google Translate, but first we go for writing part, and then we would go for pronouncing this sort of a thing. So now let's go and trying to write the entire phrase. So this would be nanan norul sarani. This means like the full grammar structure, full grammar pattern for I love you. So let's go for this. So we say like 나는 and space, and then spaces are important in Korean, by the way. Yeah, 너를 and 사랑해. This is it. And it's like the verified translation, which makes sure that this is absolutely how this should be. So 나는 너를 사랑해. And but however, as Miss Vicky was explaining this, so when the context is clear, there is no need to actually say to mention the object, the subject, and the object. So in this particular case, when let's say a man says to a girl like 사랑해, this means that it's clear that he's talking about himself because no one else here, and he's talking about herself because she's telling this to her, not to someone else. So this is also valid to say, just like I'm not copy pasting, just to practice the typing one extra time. So just to say 사랑해. So this is absolutely the same. So it's like both translations are absolutely fine. So you can say like this and you can say like this. And this is the basic pattern for the probably like one of the simplest possible sentences in Korean. Now, before we proceed with trying to say like that I love someone else or something else, or someone loves something else, etc. So we would be replacing the subject and object to see what happens. But before that, let's actually go for a bit of pronunciation, because this really should go along with this practice, because otherwise you kind of wouldn't know how to write, and you will understand if you hear this, but when you try to say it on your own, it might turn as a total disaster. So practicing pronunciation is absolutely essential. So let's start with the base forms. So I just turn in the mic and let's go. So 나는 너를 사랑해. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we have the entire phrase now, and well, I didn't actually pronounce in the base form, so let's go for that as well. 나, 너, 사랑하다. Yeah, it does translate. However, yeah, it's kind of a bit wrong, but this is the base form. So 사랑하다. So this is the base form, like to love as. So it's very important that what you can type in, you need to be able to pronounce that properly as well. And for me personally, again, like Google Translate is the best friend now, because it allows me to verify how I pronounce the words. So when as I've been mentioning in the previous videos, my ultimate goal is to make videos in Korean about chess programming and about Korean chess Changi as well. And for that reason, I'll need to make sure that auto-generated Korean subtitles within my videos would be appropriate and not some gibberish. So just to give an idea why I do work in pronunciation that hard. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So from now on, we can actually go and try to practice something else. So let's say we now try to replace you with some sort of a name. So in this case, as far as the context is not clear, so like it's not so like I'm talking about that I love someone, and let's go for that. So I don't know, just let's try to pick some Korean name. I don't know, when I need to pick up a Korean name, I usually use those that me and my wife are watching in Korean dramas, in TV series. So I remember recently we were watching the drama Touch Your Heart, apparently that's the name, with Kim Do-wook Kim Do-uk and Yuina. I'm not sure if I pronounced their names properly, but the name of the girl there was Oh Yun-so. So let's try to be honest, I have no idea how Oh Yun-so is actually typed. I can guess. By the way, another interesting experience. So let's go for this. So I've heard the Korean name Oh Yun-so. So I will now try to write that. I will now try to write the word, and then I'll try to say it, and then I'll see if that would be the same or not. So that's quite a pretty interesting experiment as well. So Oh Yun-so. So probably starting with a bland character, and Oh yeah, Oh Yun. I would say like this, Yun. Oh, there is no such a word. Come on. Oh, that's probably because, hold on a sec. That's probably, there should be a placeholder as well. So let's start again. So O Yun, and I'm doing this for the first time, guys, I swear. Oh Yun-so. Yeah, it seems like he recognizes this as a name. This is really fantastic. Yun-so. Oh, because he changes the word order here, because that's how we say in English. Like first the last name. First the first name and then the last name, right? That's the names for the first name and the last name. However, in Korean we start with last name and then goes the first name, these two characters. Well, however, this is the fictional name and it's not real. It's kind of like a nickname that was mentioned in the TV series as well. But I strongly believe that this is most likely how Oh Yun-so should be written. So now let's try the same, but I'll try to speak this. So let's go. Oh Yun-so. And we get absolutely, well, actually not exactly the same. So now, well, it also seems like to be a name. So this like se, but not so. That was probably more like Oh Yun-so, not Oh Yun-se. So let's try again. Oh Yun-so. Oh Yun-so. Still goes this. Okay, so. Yeah, I need this character. So, Oh Yun-so. Oh Yun-so. It's a bit strange. Oh Yun-so. Okay, guys. So, well, this doesn't really matter that much at the moment. I'm not sure. Maybe this is okay as well. Maybe not. So it gives like instead of O. However, well, this still seems to be like a name here, so it's not a big deal. So now let's get back to our grammar structure. So we have the subject, the object, and the verb. So let's say I want to say I love, not you, but I love Oh Yun-so. Okay, so in this case, Oh Yun-so would be the object, right? So we need to replace you with Oh Yun-so. So let's try to do this actually. And again, just for practice, because this is the practice series, I would be typing this by hand. So let's go for it. So I say 나는 Oh Yun-so Oh Yun. Let's do it like they type Oh Yun-so, and Oh Yun-so is an object, so 를 here. 나는 Oh Yun-so를 사랑해. So 사랑해. Well, not exactly what I wanted to have. So 나는 Oh Yun-so를 sorry, just bad. 사랑해 like this. Well, love seems to be just fine. Yeah. Oh, it just switched back properly. So I love Yun-so, which means that That's the person I love, right? So this seems to be like a perfectly well translation. I might be wrong though. Well, I'm not sure whether this is legal or not to say like this. So just to give you an idea, guys, the idea is the following. So the grammar rules in Korean are very well. It seems like they're very clear and like straightforward. However, when it comes to saying some phrases, right? It often happens that some phrase might be not exactly like the standard grammar rule claims. It might be quite a bit different. So what I'm doing here and now, I'm just trying to fit different verbs and terms into a single grammar pattern, which is the subject, object, and then followed by the verb. So I'm just trying to use different words for every kind of like for every part of the sentence in order to practice the pattern itself. So what I'm doing here, I'm practicing the pattern. So the phrase might not be that right, and this might sound awkward for native speakers. But if you start thinking about this as a beginner, you'll just go crazy completely like I did. So I dropped that, and first I just really want to practice at least somehow. I would have been better doing this wrong, but I would have been doing something, and then I would have been better be criticized and checked by native speakers or whoever, and getting fixed by somebody. So like somebody can kindly point out to the mistakes that I'm making. That's the way to go. Because if you're not doing anything, you will never reveal the potential mistakes that you're doing. So that's the reason why I'm trying to do this, even though this might be wrong. So that's the reason why I say this is not a tutorial. This is just my practice, my way of practicing Korean. Although I think that this should be grammatically correct. But what can I say after about a week of learning Korean? Yeah, nothing much really. So don't take it too serious. Don't take it too close, guys. So okay, so what we have. So I love Yonsuno. So Oyunso. So 나는 어윤서를 사랑해. And now let's try to say this. 나는 어윤서를 사랑해. And this sort of translations make me very happy. So yeah, that's why you should be careful, because what you initially mean might turn out to that native speakers would hear something like this, which is not exactly what you meant. Okay, so let's go for a practice. So 나는 어윤서를 사랑해. Okay, perfect. So now it seems like it does recognize correctly all the words. So this is good. Okay, so what else can we do? So we did replace the object, and now let's try to replace the subject. To be honest, I've never been doing this before, but why not to try, right? So no idea whether this is correct, this is okay to do so or not, but let's try to say that someone a Korean guy loves someone a Korean girl, right? So let's try to come up with some Korean names. So which name did I have in Korean drama? So I don't remember how what the Oyun So's boyfriend name was. Well, the actor's name is Lin Do-ok, if I'm not mistaken. But okay, let's just try to. Well, I remember another name. He didn't love Oyun So, but I think that's okay for our grammar exercise. So his name was Kim Savon. So I've never been writing his name. So this is the very first attempt. So let's try to type this. So Kim, I need to. So K. That's the natural tense. So Kim. Okay, it seems like he recognized perfectly well. Kim. So this would be more like so to say I think this this should be the case. So s, and as far as there is no W, we need to say O, like O, O, O, N. Kimsevon. Yeah, they might not be the most perfect. So most likely I did some horrible mistakes, but for our particular case, this is literally enough. Just like to leave it as is. So Kimsevon seems to be just perfectly okay. And now now another thing that I don't know. So as far as the Kimsevon is an object here, can we still use this nun? I think we can, because this is the object, and this is the subject marker, and in this case Kimsevon is the subject. So I think this should be grammatically correct. However, everything might happen because this is Korean. So let's try. So let's say Kimsevon Kimsevon은. Hold on a sec. We have this n at the end of the Kimsevon, and so this should be translated to un instead of nen. I'm sorry, guys, my bad. So just to make the speech more natural, more fluent, we can have two consonants in the row. In this case, in particular, so we need to say un. So this is the same as nun, but this is the same particle, but it sounds a little bit different. So this is the same meaning, like object marking particle, but because we have an at the end of this one word, we need to use this Kimsevonen. Like it sounds like Kimsevonen. However, this is how it's printed. This is how it's typed. So Kimsevonen and oyunso oyunso를 사랑이 let's go 사랑이. Kimsevon disappears on Kim Hyun. So this is a bit of a gibberish. So let's make sure that. Oh yeah, just Saran. I missed one character. So Sarani. Oh, okay, Kimsevon loves Oyun. So my God, what a beauty is this? So cool, right? So it seems like it's kind of working. So Kimsevon은 연수노를 사랑해. So okay, let's now try to practice this. Let's try to practice speaking this. So let's go. 김세원은 연수노를 사랑해. Yeah, not exactly. So let's try again. So okay, let's try them step by step. So 김세원. It was better for the first time. Okay, let's try again. 김세원. Yeah, now this is okay. So 김세원. It's probably 김세원. Yeah, there's a way how I write this, right? So not s, but yeah, only and that was enough. 김세원. Okay, 김세원. 김세원은 김세원. Oh my God, what is this? 김세원은. Yeah, it's not. You see, like, and here is where the challenge starts. Okay. 김세원은. I should say 은. Yeah. 김세원은 은 김세원은, now the particle is correct. Oh, you did it. Oh my god, you did it. Okay, let's try again. 김세원은 오윤서를 사랑해. Oh my god, Kim Se-won loves Oh Yun-so. Yeah, so 는 Yun-so를, yeah, just her name, so it probably doesn't recognize what I say. Oh, but Yun-so is okay as well. So like Se-won loves Yun-so might be on the cards as well. So Se-won. Oh, let's try this. Se-won은 Yun-so를 사랑해. Se-won은, yeah, sorry, that doesn't work. Okay. Kim Se-won은 Oh Yun-so를 사랑해. Kim Se-won buys Oh Yun-so. And this like stuff, this is so fun, guys. Yes. Yeah, it's like Oh Yun-so is a hoe and Kim Se-won buys her. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's that's how tricky Korean might be. Okay, so yeah, but I had a successful attempt. You saw that, guys. So well, I think let's just stop here because in order to avoid confusing Google Translator. Like okay, so now let's go for. So we did try to change both kind of subject and object, and now I want to go for a last experiment for this video, and the experiment is well, again, I'm not sure how likely this might be treated to be correct, but the idea is that the single word might serve as the noun and as the verb, depending on, I don't know how to say this. So I just probably want to give you an example. So here is my list of the verbs. So well, let's try to take this one. So I'm sorry, the verb to work. So in Korean this is 일다. So let's try to type this. So 일다. This is the dictionary form. You remember this da. Okay, what's going on? I just forgot the placeholder. Okay, sorry. So we go for 일다. 일다. This means to work, right? And but with this kind of da at the end, this makes this a verb. So my idea, again, like, this is just an idea. I don't claim at any point that this is the proper way of doing things. I just want to show you how I think as the beginner, how I try to fit a certain word that I need to the purposes of the sentence that I'm trying to say, and then we'll see how likely Google Translate would translate that, and we'll try to translate back and forth, try to verify whether the translation, how likely the translation can be treated as the correct one. So let's say that we'll use work, ilda, as the object. So in order to use this as the object, so it won't be il because we have this le already. So again, like was nun un, or the same is for this one. So rul ul. So we can say like ul. And in theory, this should be a subject marking particle. And this sort of a translation brings me some hope that the verified one, that this should be proper way of to say the work like a noun not as a verb, like to work, but the work as the noun, just like in English, by the way. So I hope this is correct. So now what we can do as well, we can say nanen, or yeah, let's say nanen. Let's keep the pammal informal form. So let's say nanen. So this is the object, nanen. İlil, right? I'm not sure whether it's pronounced ilil or irul. Probably it should be pronounced irul, I believe. Let's listen to this. Oh, what have I done? Okay, try again. So nanen, irul, irul. And then let's add the verb, the verb. So saranie. So love. Most likely it's not said like that. So sarani. Hold on a sec. Ron, a bit wrong. Run. Yeah, I love work. So, well, so far it seems to be pretty translatable, so pretty not that bad. So I just want to listen. I'm not sure how exactly to pronounce this. So whether nanen ilul sarani or nanen irul sarani. I guess this should be irul sarani because I just feel so. Let's check that out.
나는 이를 사랑해.
이를 사랑해. Yeah, so 르, not 르. So 나는 이를 사랑해.
나는 이를 사랑해.
나는 이를 사랑해. 사랑해. Yeah, he pronounced, Google Translate does it much better than I do. So I love work. So it's very general way of speaking, I understand. So probably no one speaks like that. And I guess that if we just switch this, so let me just save this. So just copy. I think this would be a different. Yeah, it's already different. So it translate back. It translates love to like, because probably, I don't know, probably Koreans don't use the love word to like English. In English we can say like I like, and I love, it's like you like it very much, right? I'm not sure if this works in Korean as well or not, but you see, like it does. So so the object is the same, 나는, irul is the same, the work, but the verb has been changed. And very tricky thing that for some reason the verb has been changed to the standard basic form. So it ends with that. However, it might not be so. So I'm sorry, I'm not yet that great in grammar. So this is just an assumption. This might be totally wrong. But anyway, let's actually get back to our initial stuff. So I love work, and let's listen to this. So again, 나는 일을 사랑해.
나는 이를 사랑해. 나는 이를 사랑해.
And now let's try to speak this. 나는 이를 사랑해. 나는 너를. Yeah. Not 너, 이를. Okay. 이를. irul. Yeah, I think this is okay. 나는 이를 사랑해. Nope. 나는 이를 사랑해. For some reason it starts recognizing properly at the first time, but then doesn't. Okay, let's try again. 나는 이를 사랑해. Yeah, but it's actually say like you love, because it reads like nanen, not nanen. However, this is also interesting. So yeah, you love work. So this is also on the cards. Yeah. So now you actually serves as the object, not as the subject, not as the object. So I intended to say 나는, but it said like 너는. Okay, let's try again. 나는 이를 사랑해. Damn, it just still translate. Okay. 나는 이를 사랑해. No, 사랑해 is not on the word, not on the cards. 나는 이를 Nope. 나는 이를 okay. 나는 이를 사랑해. Yeah, doesn't work. So, I'm sorry guys. So yeah, I also feel a little bit tired already. But you see, like, it did recognize the to work. I mean the word work from time to time. So that was on the cards as well. So this is how. Here I just wanted to show how the single word might be treated as the verb and as the noun. Well, I'm not sure how to say I work. How to make this il da to il e io. Apparently that would be. Okay, I'm sorry. Just let me just check this out. I'm not sure. So. Work in present tense. Let's say I work. If I want to say I work, I think this should be something like 나는 and then il and 에요. There's 에요 is the sentence ending. Ooh, where is that? Okay, where is that? Past, present. Oh man. Or oyo for e. Yeah, I didn't yet work that out that great. So, well, let's just try maybe like this. Or it's a different word. But why did I say ayo? I wanted to make it like. I am work. This is cool as well, but definitely not what I wanted to say. So probably just the end is a bit wrong. So yeah, it's just okay. If I just try to say this, I'm sorry. I just feel that it should be sound like 나는 일이요. Let's try. 나는 일이요. I work. Oh my god, did this just. Yeah, this is ayo. This is what I was looking for. And it seems like I didn't even manage to pronounce this properly. Hold on a sec. Ayo. I don't remember. Yeah, I need to put in order my notes because yeah, this doesn't work. But I remember this ayo and 있습니다. I'm sorry, just forget that. So another way, a more formal way, would be to say 나는 일합니다. Apparently, like this. 일합니다. And this still should be I work. Oh my god. And this is the verified translation. Can you believe this? I swear guys, I didn't know this. I came up with this just bearing on my current grammar understanding of 반말 and 존댓말, which is the informal and formal forms of Korean present tense conjugated. The Korean verbs conjugated in the present tense. Oh my god. Yeah, 나는 일합니다. Okay, let's try to pronounce this, and I probably will end up with this tutorial. So let's listen first.
나는 일한다.
일한다. Oh, no. Hold on a sec. It's not like that. Just 한다. This wasn't 합니다. So was it 합니다? Just 한다. Oh my god, I feel absolutely like. Hold on a sec. Let me just produce another Korean sound that Koreans do make in the reaction videos. I've subscribed to one Korean singer. Oh my god, what was his name? Soon What's Up. And Soon What's Up reacts like, whoa, that's how he does. Whoa. And just, by the way, how this would be treated by this should be like wow or something. Let's try this one last time just for fun. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. So this is how to say wow in Korean. Okay, guys. So I think this is it from my side, and we can start this learning practice Korean with Code Monkey King blog video at this point. So thanks for watching. I hope to come back to you guys when I learn a bit more about Korean grammar. So and I really hope to get back to you guys with some sort of a new exercises to practice. I'll try to be covering more verbs and nouns, and again, like as I've been mentioning before, memorizing the words on its own, it's very unnatural for me. So I go the way like some words just getting memorized on their own, just automatically, and I'm not trying to memorize many words at a time. I just try to memorize just a few words and then try to say them in all the possible transpositions available, let's say so. And that's the way how I practice, just to feel the pattern better, even though that sounds awkward. Still, I'm just trying to like put more effort in the practice itself. And this really helps to clear the understanding, clear the mind, and you more feel calm and feel you just start feeling more confidence with this sort of a thing. Okay, guys, so this is it from my side, and 안녕.